Hello, Leo. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing your monthly psychic tarot reading, Leo, June 2024, tuning into the energies of the month, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through for you. So this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, Leo, there's a link in the description box below. Takes you right to my book online page. All right, let's get to your messages. The overall energy of the month of June, Leo, for you is the Queen of Cups. Feels like you are focused on your heart space. Feels like there's something that you're wanting to create from that heart space, something that's very you. Feels like you have learned or are learning in the month of June how to really utilize that water energy, your emotions. This has a lot of manifesting energy in it. It feels like you're creating the world you'd prefer. Wow. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. It looks like this energy is challenging for you, focusing on what you desire. Okay, because it looks like oftentimes there's this sabotage energy, either self-sabotage or sabotage. Emotional damage. It feels like this is a very empowering month, and it feels like you're going up against your own emotions. Your emotions are being triggered internally and externally. The external energies, it feels like jealousy, people wanting you to stay small, wanting you to fit some projection idea they have about you. And it feels like you are in a very expansive energy in this month. Feels like you're transmuting really uncomfortable energies and emotions and converting them, changing them into what you would prefer. Again, moon card. Yeah, this is a lot of emotions coming up. Gemini energy, it feels like you might be a little bit in your head about these emotions. Leo, I'm getting that to get through this, to successfully operate these energies, there's a need to be yourself. You have that fire that can burn through and shift this water, these emotions, these unconscious emotions that are coming to the surface to be felt. It feels like the more yourself you are, the more you allow yourself to show up as yourself in that fiery energy, then you can burn through this. It looks like you're strategizing and planning in the month of moon. The moon card, June. Again, you might utilize the new moon and full moon energies in the month of June to help you utilize these energies as well. Maybe even noticing that around the new moon time and the full moon time that you are feeling the wateriness of this energy. It looks like you're planning something. It doesn't feel like you're moving out yet, but it feels like there's some type of plans that you're wow. Oh, okay. Well, this feels unexpected to me. Feels like you're planning as you're working through these emotions. Then we've got this Two of Cups energy in the overall energy of the month. There's something here around having options in love and third parties. Feels like you might be working through these intense emotions around relationships, around how you're treated in relationships. Specifically, if people that you put first put you second, third, fourth, fifth, treating you like an option. And having other third parties. It doesn't mean fair partners necessarily. It means that others, it looks like others are able to get into connections, that it's not a clean connection. Somehow others are able to influence the connection, and you're looking at that in the month of June as well. Wow. All right, Leo. Moving on to hidden blessings in the month of June. It looks like you're letting your guard down. You're healing. It feels like you're healing your nervous system. And that's working for you. It feels like, I know when I'm defensive and guarded, that then I start looking through every experience through the lenses of guardedness and fear and defensive fight or flight energy, and then I perceive everything through that lens. I know once I've calmed my nervous system down after a situation where I'm feeling wounded and defensive, when I finally do let that guard down and I look at the same energies through a calm space, I'm like, yeah, I think I was kind of adding on, because that looking through the lens, I was perceiving everything as something and someone I have to guard against. So it feels like in the month of June, you are relaxing, letting your unwinding, de-stressing. Okay. As you heal your nervous system and you create an environment where you do finally feel safe, what happens next? You think that what will happen is then I will be peaceful and calm. But there's a surprise, Leo. When your nervous system heals, because you are finally sending signals that I'm safe, we're cool, safe for an extended period of time, a calmness, then all those repressed and suppressed emotions, all the fears that you couldn't deal with, all the feelings that you put away, numbed yourself away from, suppressed, repressed, they come up to be felt. So there's nothing wrong that's happening. This is a beautiful side effect of what happens when your nervous system, when you finally are safe and creating a safe space for yourself. So what this looks like is saying, gosh, I don't know why I'm so anxious and nervous and tense. I think it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to feel how uncomfortable they are. Can I tune into my body and hold space for myself and these feelings? Can I get closer, get curious about these uncomfortable feelings, where I'm feeling them in my body? I'm feeling them a lot in my solar plexus as I'm tuning into this, and my belly. So it feels like a lot of fears around empowerment, giving your power away, not having the strength. So it feels like you're transmuting these fears and these unfelt emotions, allowing yourself to feel them transmutes them. It's energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can be changed, though, from one thing to another. So that's very, very powerful what's happening in June for you, Leo. Yeah, a lot of past emotions are coming up. The cards are just explaining that. It looks like you never really had an example of how to work with your emotions and work through your emotions because you've been surrounded by very immature, emotionally immature people. Emotionally stunted, I just heard. Emotionally inept. But immature, just really immature. And so it feels like the game that you've been playing, that you were taught to play, was I don't know what to do with these really overwhelming emotions, so I will project them onto someone else. I will give them to someone else. And it feels like now that you've got the truth, beautiful new energy of the truth, communicating your truth, and with the crown there, it feels like you are senior in your space when you are speaking your truth. Wow. It feels like you also might be utilizing this Gemini energy that you're in the month of June, Leo, to speak some truths. This might feel this is it feels like telling someone your truth, the truth. Someone who has been determined to disagree with you, this feels like a bully, and it feels like how incredibly powerful it feels like you're showing yourself how powerful the energy of the truth is. Wow. All right, what you're leaving behind, Leo, in the month of June is Gemini energy here with the Lovers in reverse. You're leaving behind, it could be a relationship. You're also leaving behind not being able to make decisions. What else is Leo leaving behind in June? It looks like you're leaving behind people, relationships where your partner is like a break. Your partner isn't working with you. You're not both in agreement of the direction and the speed with which you're going. It feels like you've had partners and relationships. So it doesn't have to just be romantic. These could be your closest relationships where people have consciously and purposely blocked you. There's something about you that it feels like competition, or if you're right, then that makes them wrong. Competition. They're seeing things very black and white, and they're very insecure. And so it feels like there have been numerous people, close relationships, that have gone out of their way to trip you up. And it looks like you're leaving that behind and finding your people, finding people who don't want to compete with you, who don't see that the message of your energy is competition. It also looks like you're leaving behind some financial difficulties, some poverty, some It looks like there's been some, there's also, it feels like financial abuse. Others have like lorded over you and somehow made you believe that you can't create luxury and abundance around you. It feels like these beliefs were projected, were inserted into your belief system to give others control over you and over your time, your energy, your labor. And it looks like you're leaving this type of energy behind. It also feels like people were able to take advantage of your abandonment wounds, and so you're leaving that behind as well. It looks like you're no longer abandoning yourself, and so that's just the medicine and the results of you no longer abandoning yourself is that others don't abandon you as well, those who are for you. Wow. All right, Leo, what a beautiful month you're having in June. How to get the most of the month's energy, Three of Swords. How to get the most of this heartbreaking messages of betrayal, of pain. What's going on here? This is the second time in this reading, a third party energy. Actually, fourth, if you, the meddling energy, people purposefully wanting to block you. You might have some internal beliefs that that you believe, things you believe about yourself, that it's okay that others can block you, or a victim mentality that you might be leaving behind. It feels like you have put others on pedestals and adored them and made them your number one without necessitating that they put you first. And that's changing, that's shifting. Feels like you're learning how to put yourself first, how to center your experience, and it's making all the difference. Yeah, it looks like in the month of June, what you're doing is taking a leap of faith away from this heartbreaking type of energy. It looks like, if I were to timeline this, it looks like someone says something purposefully so wounding and so hurtful, but somehow it lands differently because you're different. And instead of devastating you, instead of distracting you from your course, it feels like you're, there's just this epiphany, this like, oh, you're not for me, and you're like an about face, and you go in the other direction. I think you've realized that your job isn't to change people's minds and opinions about you. I need to just keep working and keep convincing and keep and convincing people who just can't see you, don't want to see you, don't like you. Whatever it is, it feels like the moment you feel this like hit, instead of it is crazy making the way in the past that you dealt with these type of personal blows. It's like a snake biting you, and instead of attending to the wounds and being like, hey, ow, that snake bites, I'm just gonna go in the other direction and stay away from snakes. Instead, there's like trying to chase after the snake and convince the snake that you weren't bad and you didn't mean it and we can be friends, and that type of energy. Because in patriarchy, wow, this is a message, in the collective, the hierarchy type of energies that we've been exploring for quite some time now as a collective. Hierarchy, patriarchy. There's people who are above you and below you in this kind of made up structure, that the way you were raised was around people who are willing to do anything to be at the top, to get to the top, to stay at the top. And so it feels like you've had to deal with a lot of people willing to step on monsters, kind of monstrous behavior. And so instead of trying to change and persuade, and it feels like you recognize that in an instant, and you're like, see ya. Because you're headed towards your happiness, and you're not going to allow someone to tell you what you should do or how you should be behaving. It looks like you're ending that cycle. You're no longer living amongst people who can't change, can't evolve, refuse to, can't, it doesn't matter. It feels like you wanting them to change is also creating distress for them. Maybe they can't. Maybe they can't change like you can. Maybe they aren't supposed to. Maybe they are supposed to be dedicated to seeing things from their perspective, so you could have no other choice but to seek your freedom. So there's that. All right, let's look at what's supporting you, Leo, in the month of June is the Page of Swords. Whatever you're learning about, whatever you're curious, whatever you're interested in, it feels like that's going to lead you. It feels like it might be day by day instead of like in a flow of things. It might be just taking 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time. You've got this. But also utilizing curiosity. Okay, I'm also seeing that trying to push through and make something happen is not the type of energy that would be beneficial for Leos in the month of June. Not trying to like make something work, trying to force something. That's not going to bring success. It's these little steps. It's little inspired steps. If you can't reach the energy of inspiration and you don't feel inspired, curiosity. When my vibration is lower and I can't find what inspires me, what am I curious about? Like, what do I want to learn? And just follow it without expectation until you find something else. It feels like your guides are navigating you through something where there's timing and there's slow moves that are going to add up. Wow, beautiful. All right, what to be mindful of, Leo, in the month of June? Yes, all the betrayal and talk. People who say things that are wounding or hurtful or not helpful. And yeah, these are not your friends. They're 3 of Cups in reverse. The cups don't hold water. These are like, it feels like mean girl energy. It feels like jealousy. It feels like someone trying to dissuade you from this focus that you have, dissuade you from reaching your goals. And I'm not even mad at whoever these people are who are showing up saying things to incite your fears, because it looks like you're able to deal with that energy. You're able to recognize it and not internalize it. Actually, because you've been able to internally shift this type of negative criticism within yourself, that's why you're able to recognize it, not take it in, not absorb it, and just be like, I think we have different opinions. You can think whatever you want. I'm going to go the other direction. And it feels like that makes a huge difference, a huge shift. It feels like you are, you're ending some cycles here where you feel like how other people feel about you is your responsibility, or other people's worries about what you're doing or not doing is somehow your responsibility, others' emotions. It looks like you're realizing, whoever and whatever these fears are that people are like trying to put in your space to get you to stop succeeding and stop going after what you desire. It looks like it just doesn't work anymore. It's like you realize, oh, that's not my energy, that's yours. You can hold that. I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to heal your energy. I'm not going to shift your energy. It's yours. It feels like you're immune to these bully type of energies. Wow. That's beautiful. It's like you keep showing yourself in the month of June how you are so focused on becoming the you would prefer. You're so focused on what it is that you're creating for yourself that you're not allowing anyone to get in your way. So empowered. All right, Leo, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. Have a great month.